Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Here we are again. Hare Krishna, and again and again. Just feel more greedy to taste the wonders of this name, the wonders of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Oh my Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Good morning there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Oh my Lord Krishna, oh my God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Oh my Lord, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Ooh. Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Ooh. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh my Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. I don't have a lot of strength to endure this happiness. Too much. Still got this cold. Hare Krishna. Let's see here. Boy, this reminds me of like when Lord Chaitanya said to Mother Yashoda, because same thing actually. Sachi Devi, he says when he's taking sannyas, don't worry, just anytime you think of me and you call me, I'll come. And that's how it is here. because of having developed this devotion, it becomes easier and easier. You just call the Lord and he comes, and you feel it. You feel the strengthened, enlivened, you feel more wealthy. He's a store of wealth, wealth of everything, everything follows that. Everything material. If there's any material wealth, it follows this wealth, spiritual wealth. Yeah. Spiritual wealth is to be rich in Krishna. See, in Krishna, in Radha. See, Radha in you. See, so Krishna is in you. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, wealthy in those two, like having them as our dearest friends and confidants. And yeah, yeah. I was thinking about the Belgium devotees today. I said, no, I could see why Krishna's blessed you all so much there. You had faith in this guy, this crazy guy with a T-shirt. No, practically nobody else did. Also in the UK, there, these guys over there, you know, had faith in and so the Lord, He's not an ingrate. You see how he shows, he reciprocates. Yeah, and it's about hearing. Like some people are complaining, like some persons, they're not doing so well. They're having problems in their lives, and all I could do, and you guys can do, is just keep encouraging them to come and hear, because it'll take away all their problems. That's the whole point of this hearing. See, staying here, it'll take, you'll start to um, the spiritual potency will begin to manifest in your life and just create nothing but auspiciousness. Inauspiciousness is because of faith in the world, in the Lord's Maya. See, it's just inauspicious. You're cursed when you do that. It's a curse. This world is cursed. It's just dead. It's like you're living in a dead zone. So nothing. Your spirit doesn't get nourished, doesn't get awakened. You get just identified with dead things. And then your life is just inauspicious. You know. So if people will just understand that, just look at the witnesses here. They've come and they listen. You'll be like that if you come here regularly and just show that you really you're at a place. And then you'll think, thank God that I was in this helpless, hopeless condition. Thinking one thing after another is making me miserable, and I'm having this problem, that problem. You'll thank you that brought me here. Because there are many people that have seemingly no problems. They don't come here, they don't get this, but you do. Everything becomes reversed. Everything inauspicious in your life has becomes auspicious for your bringing you to where real happiness is, eternal happiness. See? So, yeah, it's like that. It's great, man. It's fantastic. It's like we're coming more and more in tune with the pastimes, just like Lord Chaitanya said to Sachi, don't, you have devotion, you love me. Therefore, whenever you call me, I'll come. Ask Lolita. She knows what I'm talking about. Look at River. She's coming up the stretch, Yeah. And others, a lot of you guys, you all know who you are. You could see, are you calling, and is the Lord coming? If He's not coming so fast, you still have problem. Well, just keep sticking it out. These are like seeds. This is like Jesus said, I've I've um, I've appointed you to reap what you haven't sowed, what the people have sowed in other generations. So there will be a reaping, and this reaping here, like a lot of people, they're still sowing some things here. And that's why you wonder, well, what about me? Don't, hey man, you're just sowing. Don't, this stuff is going to bear amazing fruit beyond your imagination. Just know the principle. This is a spiritual principle. Just by being here, it'll bear spiritual fruit. You'll have this bhakti, just like everybody that has getting it now. They're just reaping, like I'm here, reaping what I haven't sowed. Lolita's probably done this for God knows how many lifetimes. And Johan and all of these. So we're all in the right place. So, just realize this is the principle of how it works. Even those who fall away from here, this path, and they go out, they fall away like Mina's and Christina's. Still, the seeds are sown. And Mina's come back like 3 times already. I expect before she kicks the bucket, she'll be back again. And all these. It's just how it works. Yeah, and matter of fact, a lot of people think when Lord Chaitanya was here, everybody went back to Godhead right away. That's not really the way it is. A lot of times the Bengalis, they embellish things a little bit. They speed it up. But then you go and look in there and you see, when Lord Chaitanya meets this sannyasi who had a woman, not even a wife, probably just a consort. One of they call them Dari sannyasis, and they used to like wine and stuff like that. And so the Lord met him with Nityananda, engaged and everything, and they liked it. He liked them. But he couldn't understand them. As a matter of fact, when the Lord started preaching him about the glories of devotional service, he got really angry. And so Krishnadas Kaviraj says, this person didn't become saintly in this life, but in another life after meeting the Lord. See, so sowing the seeds. So some will be reaping and be sowing. Just like Jesus, he knew he spoke to the multitudes. He was sowing seeds. A lot of them didn't understand him, didn't come. They went back to their lives and just, but things were sown in there. See, so it's a sowing, this contact with the Lord and the Lord's representative is very important. It's the cause of people being emancipated out of this, liberated out of this material universe. Yeah. So whatever condition, just just know, hey man, just be confident that, oh yeah, this is going to happen. Okay, yeah, my mind's a problem, and you can look at what your problem is. Yeah, you still have faith in the world, probably faith in the mode of goodness, even faith of being a good person. That's going to deliver you. You're really attached to that, and then it keeps giving you problems and you can't let go of it, stuff like that. Just realize, this is my problem. Okay, I'll get over it. Let me just keep coming to sadhu sangha, associating with devotees like this, and by I'll go from dukhi because of that into sukhi. I'll start becoming very enthusiastic, smiling, all the time. You can tell who's still got the dookie, then it's always, it's the world, it's too much into believing in the world. But that, once you get it, believe in this and make your faith in this, and the world, whatever is meant to come will come. And faith in this to deliver you, faith in Guru and Krishna and the Vaishnavas as your all in all. And you'll see everything, you become one pointed. See, now you have what's called real faith without doubt, and boom, you pierce right through the universe into the spiritual atmosphere. It's great, man. It's a great process. Yeah. So we got a lot of let's take advantage while we have internet and while things aren't so draconian yet. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, a little pep talk there. Transcendental pep talk. Yeah, I think it's needed. People need to see things. If you see things as they are and what's really going on, then otherwise the illusion comes in and tries to think, oh, look at me, this is not working. I think I need to get out of here. Look, they're happy and I'm not, and this maybe this is wrong. What am I, stuff like that. Or it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm just always going to be miserable. No, hey man, come here. This is what it's about. By regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam, or whatever we give, whatever we discuss here, whatever we chant. See, all that's troublesome to the heart is, yeah, and by service to the devotee, you can even just hear your way there. Yeah, that's service, man. I think that's fantastic to get people to come here and listen so I can speak about Krishna, man, and be happy. Put a smile on my face. So thank you for your service, man. Yeah. And see, by service to the pure devotee, all that's troublesome to the heart is uprooted. See, all these things, people come in and they say, my life is one after another. Well, hey, man, here you go. Follow this process. Here's the formula. You're here. Listen, hear this. Hear me say that because Bhagavatam's saying that. Develop faith in the Bhagavatam. Okay? You say you have faith in Krishna? Well, believe the preaching, believe the book. Believe the instruction book, believe the map, believe the formula, see? And follow it. And you'll find, wow, my miseries are going one after another. Oh, more auspiciousness in my life. So in this life, you'll feel this. The only reason why the ISKCON people don't feel that, most of them, and why they still, when they don't like this, you know why? It's because they're not hearing from an authorized devotee yet on the stature of Bhagavatam, like a Shukadev Goswami. Who was he? People might say, how dare you compare yourself with Shukadev Goswami? Hey, man, the bottom line is an empowered devotee by Krishna is an empowered devotee by Krishna. That's simple. If Krishna uses somebody, it's a Shukadev. Krishna used Prabhupada, he was a Shukadev. Bhakti Siddhanta, Shukadev. People just didn't hear enough from him on the deeper. This was left for our work. The same Krishna in Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta and all these devotees is here also. And I've proven it already. And proven that you need to hear this message. It wasn't enough to hear Vaidhi Bhakti talks, because that's what you get. What comes from the mouth of the devotee is what you get. Vaidhi Bhakti and Varnashram Dharma. Prabhupada said, my mission is Varnashram Dharma. Establish that. Okay. Well, now coming from the mouth here, what's coming? Spontaneous devotion. It's time to fructify this. It's time to reap that. See? You will get ecstatic devotion, especially if you tough it out, or you stick it out here and get through your miseries, let them go. Or you'll experience more and more happiness, spiritual happiness. You have spiritual experiences. See, follow the formula and everything will be well. If you don't, well, what can be said? You'll just be, well, I don't know, you're going to go out there. People come here, I'm just miserable. And then they go and they just stay in their misery. Well, I just told you the way out. Come and associate with these wonderful devotees. Listen to Lalita's classes and Johan's. And anybody else here, Govindas, all these faithful devotees, Janakis, on, River. Yeah. People get strength from that. You'll get strength from that. You'll overcome anything you need to overcome. Krishna will help you. That's why this is authorized by Prabhupada. This is a room for everybody. This is most people that are actually ecstatic devotees. They're rejected by ISKCON. They don't have any place. They can't express themselves. That's why it doesn't fructify. This is very necessary for those people and also for those who are ready for this. Because if you want this, you will not go to spontaneous devotion without this association. Well, it's available now for whoever has ears to hear. They will hear if they have their ears opened by Krishna. They will hear this message. They will see there's nothing like it. It's very strong, it's powerful, and it works. It produces the result of ecstatic devotion very quickly. Yeah. Yeah. See, just following the formula. That's all. It works really good. Matter of fact, why don't we read some of these things? It's good to get into the basics. I like the basics. Let's see here. What's it? Chapter Canto 1, Chapter 2. Yeah, Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number. So, O best among twice born. This is text number 13. Matter of fact, Lalito, you got your Bhagavatam out there?
Thanks for using.
Oops, you're in bed or something? I can't hear you. So, anyway, I can't hear you. So,
No problem. I have the book. Well, I have it online here.
okay. Yeah,
So
chapter
13,
13, yeah.
verse 13, you mean, or
Yeah.
chapter 13?
No,
Chapter or verse?
verse 13.
Okay.
Take your time. Whatever you need to do, you just do it.
Here we go. Here, I found it. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. All glories to you. All glories to you. All glories to the disciplic line. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srimati Radharani. And Lord Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh, best, best among the twice born. It is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to case divisions and orders of life is to please to please the personality of Godhead.
Yeah, that's a very deep verse. It's really very significant. Please, see, it's all about pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why Prabhupada taught Vaidhi. He taught people, yes, please the Supreme Personality. Do Varnashram Dharma. That'll please the Lord. Follow the rules, regulate. That'll please the Lord. And it does to a certain extent. And that's because Veda Vyas was doing that. He was doing Varna. And not only that, he wrote books about Varnashram Dharma. But he got to a point was, my heart's not happy. Why is this? Why is this? And that's when Narada comes. And you can see in the next following verses, it goes deeper. It's just like Lord Chaitanya in that conversation with Ramananda Roy. He starts, by Lord Chaitanya says, well, what's the goal of life and the means to achieve it? See? And then Ramananda Roy said, Varnashram Dharma, to do this and this. And the Lord says, you know what? Tell me something. That's external bhakti. Tell me something different. I want to go deeper. I want a deeper message. See, it's in the message. See, you notice Lord Chaitanya had to hear the message, the deeper message. See how important it is? You need to hear it. That's why we're here to give the deeper message. Otherwise, you won't have it. You'll just be riding on that. That's why you can't usually have to come to a point where you just like, oh God, I want more. Is there anything more than just rules and ceremonies and this? It's kind of the same old kind of routine thing. It's kind of regulated and kind of dry. It's just, if it comes to that point to you, see, and you think, wow, how come my heart's not happy? Because that means you realize that the Lord's not happy. And that's kind of good because now he's going to lead you to something more juicy. See? And that's when Narada Muni came and taught him what's the following verses. See, because you see, it's all about pleasing God. So, and you start to learn this because, like in the world, people are pleasing Lord on external level of sense gratification, but that's material, and you get addicted, and so much so that you start being driven down into the lower modes. This is the problem with serving the Lord on the material platform. It's inauspicious,
Considering the Lord as a human being also.
considering the
They,
Lord.
they consider the Lord as a human being by feeding him with food and in that way.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, that's how you stay a human being. You just.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about because when you start offering food to the Lord, that's good. But in the world, it's worldly. It's a low grade of satisfying God but it bewilders you because that's what the Maya does. When you engage in her service, she bewilders you more and more. After a while, you think, "Oh, I'm enjoying this." You forget. See, like that's how I know these things is because I've been serving in this higher form of pleasing God. I'm saying, "Oh, you're the one enjoying this first, and I'm serving you by making you happy." And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, see that's spiritual. And then you say, oh yeah, this is what they're doing. They're doing the same thing in the world, but your Maya bewilders them. See, to think that they are enjoying, it's like they become God. See, it's like they feel it's about me. See, because it is about Krishna, isn't it? Everything is about Krishna, truly. But when you get into the Maya so absorbed, you think it's about me. This we're selfish. See, you like little gods imitating the Lord. See? And then you get all this responsibility. You just have a few family members, and everything's very difficult for you. See, because you're like God now. Now you're responsible, right? See, in a devotee is different. The Lord is responsible because He's maintaining all living creatures. What do anytime you take it on, even in the mode of goodness, you think you're responsible to save the world. See, it's if you don't do something, then it's not going to get done. See, you're even in the mode of goodness, you get that and that weight.
Yeah.
See, and to me, this is about prayer, man. This is my prayer every day. This sadhu sangha is, hey, man, Lord, you're responsible. This is your show. Deliver the living entities. Why not, man? I'm just going to keep chanting and keep serving you, making you happy. I know it's all going to be well. This is what Advaita is, just worshiping the Lord in ecstasy, waving his hands in ecstasy. Ah, Lord God, yeah. So that's the devotee way. It's always easier because they're in more knowledge. That's why if you want this knowledge, you think you can get this on your own, you got to go, for who knows how many lifetimes to kind of figure these things out. The Bhagavatam has figured it out, and the devotees have by experience too. They see these things, they realize these things, and you listen to them, you can begin to like get some real knowledge about what's going on. Yeah. Wouldn't you rather live a carefree life like Krishna? We read in the book, he's carefree living here. Oh, well, we just come under his shelter, we become carefree too. You see in knowledge. Oh, Lord, this is your show. Passion, ignorance, and goodness. That's what's going on here right now. These the Lord is destroying things right now because people are caught up in action reaction. What's the solution? Fighting? Is it? Okay, well, the demigods will fight the demons and demons will fight for control. See, they're control fighting. See? So what are we fighting for? Are we fighting? Yeah, this is kind of a fight, but it's a kind of more natural. We're fighting for the Lord to have control over everything. Make a difference. You can undo it, Lord. Remember, like Gopinath Patanayaka was put in distress, and he was going to be fed to the swords, and the devotees prayed to Lord Chaitanya, and please, Lord, you save him. He's your devotee. And the Lord says, you go pray to Lord Jagannath. He can do or undo anything. Okay? He can do or undo. He can continue doing it or undo it. You pray to him. Okay? But they already did. They prayed to him. But the Lord wanted to teach that works, and it did. Plus, he was praying himself. Gopinath Patanayaka was sitting there chanting Hare Krishna while he was being tortured there. Okay? He was taking shelter of the Lord. See, so he shows you, and it got him out of the condition. So what's the moral of the story? Take more shelter of the Lord this is a difficulty, right? We're under difficulties. What are we going to do? Take more shelter of the Lord. Dodge a few bullets. They come your way. Keep up on the news, what they're doing, how they're, messing with you. You can just listen to me. I'll tell you the news about this stuff. I'll tell you how they're doing it. Don't believe in this PCR test. It's all bullshit. You just got the flu if you're a little sick. Yeah, PCR test. All it does is the flu causes genetic material to appear in the lungs and stuff like that, and it's just part of the excrement of being purified. And they call that positive. It's bullshit. It's just the flu. That's why the flu is 0 now, and COVID is 1%. In the world, it's still 1%, and the flu is 0 now. See, the flu used to be 1% of the population would get it. Now it's no more flu. It's just a big. This is just the way the Lord's doing it. And if you don't have this kind of association or higher association, you will believe these liars and cheaters and deceivers. They're deceiving you in every way right now. That's what's going on. So before you just believe any of these people now, I would suggest check with me first. I'll give you the real scoop. Might as well make use of what I looked into already. You can't trust anybody now. It's so much fear. Even doctors and all, they're in fear, or they've been threatened, or they may lose their jobs. People, they'll do anything. They don't. They're so attached. If you don't have this, people are so attached to their worldly situation, they will put this in them, even though they don't want to, just so they would travel. They're very attached to travel. And because they think, well, it's probably okay, and all, whatever, man, they'll do anything. Whatever the government tells, oh, well, if you don't do this, we won't give you that. And they'll go, well, okay, well, just give me that. So watch it. That's the way things are now. You got to be smart. Even Jesus taught this. Jesus says you need to be wiser than a serpent. See, wiser than these serpents out there. Okay? And gentle like a dove. Okay? Because you need this. You got to be wiser than the serpents, because they're out there biting everything. And we have these material bodies. Yeah. So anyways, Lord Shiva's work, it's just part of his thing. And the best to me, I mean, we're really fortunate. Every day we just do this sadhu sangha and sankirtans, and we do what we can, and the result is up to the Lord. He's in charge of Devi Dham. This is Devi Dham. I was reading in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Lord is controller of all dhams. See? And he's the controller of Devidam. This is the abode of Maya. Everything is working under his direction. See? So, can you imagine how much weight that would take off you if you understood these things? But people usually don't, and that's why they're unhappy and miserable. They think it's on them to change things. And you see these guys, they're trying to say it's on you. It's all about, it's so funny. I listen to these guys on Facebook and other things, and they want to beat the demons, right? And they want to get their army, and they always say it's on you. They don't say they're part of it. No, you. It's on you. They never
Together.
put themselves in it. No, you got to do something, but they're out there, blah 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 blah. But you got to do something. Oh, really? Yeah. Because in a sense, it's true. The you is the Lord. He's the big you, the real you. And we're here serving that you. Him, you, I, me, and mine. That's him. The true I, me, and mine. The true I, the true me, the true is the Lord. And we're here to serve him. It's hard to understand this thing, but just keep chanting and everything will get clear. Who would stick that crap up your nose? Yeah.
Yeah, not me. I don't need one.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I put one of those masks on. That's when I got sick. I don't know what they might have put something, because I wasn't sick at all until I put one of these blue things on, to go in a store. Who knows what, it's just his serpents. They're very deceptive, and they're putting the stuff in this graphene stuff in the hand creams now and stuff,
oh
so
yeah,
they,
yeah,
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 they
yeah.
want to put metal into to be absorbed into your body. They put it in then they go with the thing. They want you to put the thing when you go in the store. They always go. I go, no, no, none of that stuff, because
Not
they
that.
put it in there. It's like they want to put all this metal in us and make us like bio robots type things. Unbelievable. This Maya is crazy, man. See, this is what you get when you get away from God. You become dystopian, mentality and everything. It's bizarre. This is all just a result. That's why you see this mode of ignorance in Kali Yuga is the populations in general so far away from the Lord, see, that these things happen. Otherwise, why would the Lord want his people to be miserable? You think this is because of the actions and reactions of being away from God. And see, we're here to set a precedent of living in grace. See, this is how you live in grace: is realize our store of wealth is Krishna himself and his name, his holy name. He came 550 years ago, and he said, "Everybody, please chant the names of God, and all will be well." See? Even Christians that are ecstatic, more or less, they feel this. They feel I get from God this. They get happiness from this. They get solace. They get protection. That's what it's all about. Get deeper and deeper and deeper into the true Lord, the transcendental Lord. I mean, that's our work here, is to help people get deeper and deeper into the transcendental Lord, so you can reap that benefit. That protection, that happiness, that purity, purification. Eh? Otherwise, people don't know what that is, and they take shelter of the Maya. That's why you see people doing this and all that, because they don't know about this. They think, oh, let me just take shelter of the government, and the government has turned on them. No, really, I mean, big time. Yeah. So this is the alternative. So people, if they want, they can come take shelter. We'll bring you. We'll marry you to the transcendental Lord. Come chant His name with us. Experience the happiness more and more of of associating with that same Lord of Vrindavan in his name. I mean, that's amazing. That's what it is. That's why you see devotees getting ecstatic here, is because you're seeing devotees associating with the Lord of Vrindavan. Otherwise, you would not see Lalita that happy like this, or any devotee chanting. It's because Krishna is giving himself to you, that Lord of Vrindavan, like he did to the devotees of Vrindavan. He's doing that here because you're faithful. You're faithful in his representative. You're faithful in his process. You're faithful in his books. You're faithful in real Vaishnavas. So, what could result in that other than ecstatic devotion? Fruit. See, that's the fruit. This is when you invest here. You invest your time here and your energy and your attention, you're going to get this ecstatic love. And that gets you, exonerates you from obligation to take birth in this material universe, even beyond with the demigods. They have to still stick around. You get even a boon better than the angels in that sense. You know, the angels, they only know what Jesus showed. He showed me what the angels know. I know what the angels know. I saw that. I experienced that. You know, the Lord's everywhere in every particle and everything. That's that one form of the Lord. The angels know that form. But do they know this form? Ah, that's the question. Many probably don't. Eh? Because the form of the Lord being everywhere and you're part of that is so, it's so complete. See, that's the beginning of completeness. But then it gets more complete and more complete.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exchange.
yeah. Oh yeah, watch out, Evo, for mainstream news and mainstream media because they're all in cahoots. They're all working together now. See, so that's why alternative media. See, the way you know the alternative media, basically, is they're putting their life on the line. They really want to, they want to do something. That's why the mode of goodness is better than passion and ignorance, because these people will lose their jobs to tell the truth. They live by principles and by religion usually, or just by principles. They're just good people. So they will not, even if they lose, they will not support this. So, that's why I get my information, because, it's like it's not like you give up the mode of goodness. No, mode of goodness has its use. Just like you don't give up the mode of goodness, you got to be reg. I got to be reg. If I gave up the mode of goodness, just did anything, I mean, I can do a certain amount of that, but I got to stay. The body has to be regulated. So mode of goodness has its place. Same thing with, we got to keep the body intact and everything. So the mode of goodness has its place by knowing what's in these things. I mean, knowing what you're taking, knowing what they're doing because the ones managing the planet now, well, they've been doing this managing for a long time actually, and the infiltrating managing is the demons and the asuras and the rakshasas. It's coming to, it's just becoming, everything's coming to light. So watch out for the mainstream, because they're not giving you the real. They're lying, they're deceiving, they're cheating. This is their time now. They're openly doing it. And if you listen to them, you become under their whammy and you believe their lies and deception. That's how they're doing it. That's why I say the Vaidhi is not strong enough. The churches are not strong enough if they're not deep in the spirit. They sell out. See, they start to believe in these things. So that's why I try to say, don't be like them. Otherwise, you'll be deceived like them. You might even lose faith in the preaching here. Just like, Christians, that are weak, they lose faith in real Christians who are saying, why are you doing this? They won't even let them into their churches unless they get double vaxxed and all that stuff. Okay, so mode of goodness has its place. I mean, it's not going to deliver us, but it'll maybe keep the body around for a little bit longer. That's how I see it. Yeah. Yeah, like you see devotees do yoga. I mean, they found that out in Prabhupada's movement, because Prabhupada said no need for yoga, right? And these pujaris, their bodies were falling apart, all day long, serving the deity and not no time to do anything. And they feel, oh, well, Prabhupada said not to do any yoga.
Hmm.
But when they started to do yoga, they started to feel better. They started to be able to do their job better and everything. See, mode of goodness. Yoga
Well,
is the mode of goodness. Look at Shama Sundari. Even though she's got a job and she does her yoga, she does practices, see, mode of goodness, and all that. Probably doesn't have so much faith that it's going to deliver her. She has faith that this is going to deliver her. See, but that helps her body, helps her strength. The Lord's still there, and she gets the experiences.
and she needs to live. She needs money to live.
It's money to live.
We all need money to live.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, and so it's funny. Lord Chaitanya covers everything, man. That's why I like. He was telling the different devotees. He said, "Your obligation is just to do deity worship." That was person had no other. He didn't need to do anything else, and it was his maintenance was somehow or other covered. He said, and that his only intention was to do that. The devotee's attention. So, see, he said, so Lord Chaitanya said, your duty is an intention is just to worship the deity, because you love doing that. That's all you're interested in doing. See, your thing is to do that. And then he goes to another devotee, I think it was Murari. He says, your duty is to earn both material and spiritual wealth. Okay? And he would cure the material and spiritual diseases of his patients, just like Shama Sundari. She goes there and people start to ask her about, God, and she, does her little preaching there, and does helps their bodies, to get in shape. So, it's perfect. It still feels the grace of surrounding her. That's as it should be. See? That's as the Lord wants it. You don't have to be artificial. They taught this in ISKCON. That's why Vaidhi Bhakti ain't good enough, not strong enough. It was always this way. When I came, this all or nothing thing. All or nothing. You
Yeah.
got to either join a temple or, Sorry, go ahead. What?
Well, yeah, Prabhupada had kids, he had a family, he had a business.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had all these things. All right, go read the next verse.
Um, Therefore, when one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, and worship the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees.
See, this is the advice. This is when you're ready to go deeper. With one point to hear about, glorify. See? Hear about it. That means you hear from a devotee. Like, see, the book is, well, who should you hear from? Well, a lot of people are hearing from their temple presidents and this devotee or this sannyasi and that sannyasi. Okay, fine. That's like like a Bible study thing.
Oh.
See, but really, the way the Bhagavatam is set up, the Lord will send an empowered devotee who has realized Him in truth. They realize the Bhagavatam, and it'll be everything like the Bhagavatam says. Oh yeah, there's the Bhagavatam. Oh, here's the devotee Bhagavat. Oh, when I hear the book Bhagavat from the devotee Bhagavat, I understand. Oh wow, I didn't get it before. I asked Johan, asked Janaki. They weren't quite getting it until they came here, and now they hear the Bhagavatam that they studied for 40 years or 25 years. This is as it should be, right? Isn't that the formula? And that's and that's why my thing is just let's get as it is, and let's just be not as it isn't. They're all teaching as it isn't. They're teaching that their gurus can deliver them. And they're not even empowered by the transcendental potency of the Lord. They're not worshiping on ecstatic level of pure devotional service. Okay? Well, you're practicing, you're still speculating. You think you can deliver your disciples because you have some idea that maybe you can do it, or maybe, well, I'll just be here and Prabhupada will deliver you. I'm just a stand in for him. No, no, you got to be delivered by your master, by somebody that is empowered by Krishna, just like the book says, not like you speculate. That's the whole problem. ISKCON will not go to the next platform or any of these groups until they understand this point. See, they thought they got it with Narayan Raj, but did they? Where's the ecstatic devotion, like you see here? Obviously, something wasn't quite right yet. Well, maybe you got some intellectual stuff, but that's where the false pride comes. You get you start studying Rupa Goswami and all these confidential verses and everything, but you got no awakening of ecstatic devotion, and you think you understand them. Okay, sorry. That's why you don't see ecstatic devotion in that sangha. I never saw it, but people still believe it. They believe it. You know why? Because they have faith in austerities. And they're all like, they're the ones who have lasted out of the 500 and so many came there to him. So many came before the ISKCON people went to him. They left because it was too hard, and only a few left, that took it. He used to be really hard on people, and you got really austere, all about austerity. And then if his best disciples, I seen with my own eyes. I'd stayed there, I lived with, I communicated with them. This one lady, very austere. She would stay in a hot summer in Vrindavan in a roof with no fan and mosquitoes biting her, just toughing it out, man. But then I went, I would go to these Mongol Artiques, completely dead, boring. Yeah. And she wouldn't even look at me in an elevator. I was in an elevator and somebody said, "Oh, go Haris, blah blah blah." I think, "Oh yeah, well, you're not worshiping the Lord I am. I don't know what Lord you're worshiping. That's why it's not in austerities. Dry. I went to a Mongol Artika temple, dry, boring, man, completely no life, and they think that's life. The austerity is life for them. They don't know Lord Chaitanya. I had to come after, realize so few know. No, man, practically nobody knows Lord Chaitanya.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It shows you how rare Lord Chaitanya is and how rare somebody that is his actual associate is. You see, but that's why this is working. You guys in Belgium and the UK were the first ones who have faith in this. And look at the Lord is showing the fruit is, hey man, this is where I'm really working. It was like that with Jesus. He wasn't working through the Pharisees. He was working through Jesus. He said, well, look at the fruit.
I knew
Look
it
at,
immediately.
yeah, the same thing here. No, it can't be. Yeah, well, look at the fruit. Well, you don't believe my word? Well, look at the fruit. They believe the word. Look what's happened to them. So isn't that proof that God is working here in this sangha? That Prabhupada actually did come, that Krishna did come and say, because of your guru, that my second disciple could see him in darshan. And if you think that's only was for her, this is all the way down. This is they don't just come just to do a small little thing. Yeah, this is a big thing. It'll liberate a lot of people. Whoever believed this word and believe this in this association, believe in these nice devotees, man, ye shall do. Everything's coming true in Jesus and Lord Chaitanya's thing. Ye shall do greater things than I. Look at this. They're great. Look at that kind of bhakti she's got. Oh my God. She just chants the words, every word in ecstasy, just like Lord Chaitanya. Where the heck is that? You show me one, just in there, you can put 1,000 gurus. It's not like this. And they don't even know. These gurus don't even know that this is where it's all at. This is what Lord Chaitanya did. This is proof Lord Chaitanya is living in her body. Radha and Krishna. And anybody else. Look at Johan. All these dreams of Krishna and everything. And he opens his mouth and tears are coming and they're totally ecstatic.
So
Oh my
sweet.
God. I can't believe you. To me, the miracle is that I have disciples like that. That I even have any disciples, that I'm even a guru. I mean, it's like miracle upon miracle. To me, it's like, wow, man, Lord, what are you doing here? You're doing something fabulous for
Those
everyone.
dreams are unbelievable. Those dreams of Johan,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah, yeah. Just you see, me. This is everything Jesus said. Even ye shall do greater things than I. That's how it is. Even one of the this Shamananda, his guru. His guru wasn't as ecstatic as even him, but Shamananda got the blessing of Radharani. Even got a tilak mark. That's a whole pastime in itself. We'll read that sometime. Yeah. So yeah, it's amazing, huh? Yeah, go ahead, read the. So anyway, this is by one pointed attention. So if people come here and try to keep bringing your mind back, it might be distracted because everybody's bitten by the snake of Maya. Just keep coming and keep, trying to listen attentively, and you'll see. Grab by and by, everything will come. So go ahead, read the next verse. Actually, read some of the purport on that one. Let me
But
actually check. Let me
the
check.
other one.
Uh, let me see here. Let me check here.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I read the purport with one pointed attention. Thus, the purport.
Okay, okay. If realization of the absolute truth.
Oh, wait a second. You know what? I have some more. Yeah. So, therefore, with one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about and glorify, um, and remember and worship the personality of Godhead. See, that's what we're doing. This is called sadhu sangha. This is the highest level of devotional service is to get together and do this because we need this remembrance. Otherwise, what are we doing? We're remembering the Maya all day long here in the world. Everything you look at people remembering Maya, remembering speculation. You go to ISKCON temples and all that. Everybody's remembering Krishna but speculating on the philosophy. See? So the best remembrance and hearing with one point of attention is from as it is Krishna, from experienced devotees, experiencing real bhakti, being empowered by the transcendental Lord to say just what needs to be said,
Yeah.
to awaken transcendental bodies of people. See, with now you got the formula. Like anybody coming here and doing that, even though, like Lalita said, even though in her class, even though I don't always understand, but the vibration, it's in the vibration. You see, I watched the class,
Mm.
most of it. I get up early sometimes, all
Yeah,
most of the
sneaky
time.
in my class.
Yeah. I may not start right away, but so usually I'm watching everybody's classes.
Guru Maharaj, mostly what I experience with talks with Vaidis is that they take this word one should constantly hear about.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's again.
That's their thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, that's not it. It's no, no. One could constantly, um, yeah. It means regularly, regularly here. You don't have to. Let me look at the word for word here. Let me see if that's actually.
Ah, yeah, good idea. I
Yeah.
never thought.
Sometimes you got to do that. Um, yeah. So they use the word constantly in the end for nityavada. Let me look at in the dictionary nityavada. So
Uh-huh.
one word could be constantly. Another meaning is eternally, always, and regularly. See, that's why regularly is
Ah,
more. See, regularly is also, and that's more it. Because otherwise, you can try constantly. I can't do constantly. What is it ridiculous? I have a life, man. But regularly, I can do,
of
and it
course.
works. And
And
it's
it
like
works.
yeah, and you can only take so much, and you got to let go. You know. So, I mean, I've seen devotees in ISKCON. I remember how it was. Is they'd be all day long. Hey, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Well, I got to constantly remember the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and then they blew.
Do they remember the Lord? Do they remember the Lord? I don't think
So
so.
regularly, it's like we're doing regular. That you can see, it's like you're growing a garden. You don't have to overwater it. You put enough water so it can grow. But what if you just kept putting water on the garden? It would drown the tree. So yeah, regularly water, and it's great. And this is what we do. And you notice the chanting keeps getting better, right? Everything keeps getting better. Hey, there's no limitation. The Lord says, some people, if you have that in you to earn material and spiritual wealth, then you just do that. You know, how many verses mantra embedded? It's a self. It's if I hear from devotees who don't embrace you just because of your past life and speak the same bullshit, completely inconclusive.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Because of past life. Yeah,
It's trying to find faults, that's
Yeah,
all.
that's so political. If they would analyze their own situation, they see it's so political. It's kind of like, they do in politics. The same thing. They go always, if a new candidate comes up and these guys are really dastardly, they always want to go to your background, your past, and wherever you made a mistake. And they say, oh, look, they made a mistake. Therefore, that person's no good now.
Right
Dude, it's
fighters.
politics. It's materially motivated. And so they do that in religion too. Oh, Gohari, he gave up Krishna. Oh, he went against Prabhupada. Yeah, well, I got a little bewildered. What about you guys? You're still bewildered. You never got out of it. You're still stuck. You didn't learn anything. I learned a lot. Look, am I not into Prabhupada now? What's my now situation?
Yeah.
Have I not made the distinctions between Jesus and Lord Chaitanya? Haven't I learned a lot?
It was your
Ooh,
research. It was all
yeah,
your
it's
research. You wanted to
research,
be
man.
sure,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Needs to
yeah,
be conclusive
yeah.
and
That's how you
combine
learn.
both of them.
Yeah. I took initiation from all the gurus, from Narayan Raj, and I went to the Radhakund Babaji's, took 2 initiations there. I learned a lot of stuff from these guys. Tamal Krishna Goswami, I've been around, man. I know what it is. I know what it is to just, have the real truth from Prabhupada, and to trust my heart, which was always there. I mean, if I would have, you know, the problem was believing in falsity, in things that were speculations. That was the whole thing. I believed in ISKCON, and then I was under the whammy for 5 years instead of just so I needed experience. I need to gradually feel, well, it's not it, and that doesn't work like this. What does work? Well, for me, I didn't really need any of that, because from the get-go I could just pick up the name and chant in ecstasy. I could just pick up Prabhupada's books and really learn something. So if I would have been like as savvy as I am now, I would have just went, oh, wow, thank you, ISKCON devotees. Great, you have Prabhupada's books. Thank you. Let me have them, and I'll see you later. Sayonara. I'll go into my corner and read this and develop my Krishna consciousness alone, because nobody was at that stage. Instead, I was, oh, well, I got to find a role model. Was in ISKCON. I go to the ISKCON Guru and feel, cut off for years. And then I go to Narayan Raj, and still it wasn't right. Then I go to Radhakumbhai, still not right. And then I come back to Prabhupada, oh, it's so right. Because that's all I really need. Prabhupada's a rare being. I learned better to worship a bygone acharya sincerely than those who are trying to step in his way. That's really the essence. Try to imitate, try to be on the same platform. That was the big lesson. See, that's why Prabhupada came, when I started to get clear about that. Still wasn't fully clear, but clear enough. Now, look at, we're really rolling, man, like a steamroller down. Yeah. Yeah, when you find the truth, it sets you free, man. Yeah, when I, so you guys, you can come here. Hey man, I did all the scouting out things. You don't have to go through all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The big Vaitis always tell you about their glorious service they did for Srila Prabhupada, but what are they doing now? Yeah, well, okay, yeah, they did the service, and they say, "How are you serving?" That they're always thinking some bodily thing, physical. Okay, that's fine. But that's just still they need this shiksha so they can move on. Otherwise, they
Oh
won't.
yeah.
They'll just die Vaitis. Every one of them. Even the people leave here, they go back to the Vaiti thing. They just die, because that's what they're cultivating. You know, and you're now you cut this is covered for a while. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, read on. So now you see, you got to go into this. You can go into the definitions. See, yeah, and you'll find regularly. See, I found it regularly.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds much better and more true.
More
So
true. Yeah,
true.
more true. I notice Prabhupada even he does a lot of this constantly, constantly, constantly. Oh, what are you going to do? He's everybody has their background. Like I'm a Sudra. I have a Sudra background. He has a Brahmin background, a sannyasi type. But he was also a relaxed guy. He was also because he had Krishna. Yeah, Bhakti
Yeah.
Siddhanta, very strict sannyasi.
And Prabhupada's language was not English. Its mother language was not English like
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah. So that's again why you need a living devotee that's empowered because they can make the proper adjustments.
Out of
Not like
experience.
yeah, and not like I move people away from what Prabhupada's teaching, move you more into understanding how this verse works. Because it does. Everybody will see. You do this way. You try that. You try constantly chanting all the time the names and reading the book constantly. You do it 24 hours a day with no sleep or anything.
You can't
Or
take it.
no, you'd burn out, man. Yeah. But regularly, that we can do. That I can do and I do. And man, the results are fantastic. They're very happy in my heart. You know? Okay, go ahead, read the oh yeah, read the purport a little bit.
If realization of the absolute truth is the ultimate aim of life, it must be carried out by all means. In any one of the above mentioned castes and
Cast.
orders of castes and orders of life, the four processes, namely glorifying, hearing, remembering, and worshipping, are general occupations. Without these principles of life, no one can exist. Activities of the living being involve engagement in these four different principles of life.
You see how Prabhupada does the same kind of preaching as I'm doing here. And that's why sometimes people say, oh, well, why are you talking about the world? Because he does the same, because he's realized Krishna.
You did that.
He sees, oh yeah, this is the way you do it. You just take these principles of glorifying the material world. Oh, Trump, he's so Trump, 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 Biden, 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 Biden. So you take that principle of glorifying the material, mundane persons, or Jai Pataka, Jai Pataka, oh, Radhanath, Radhanath. You take those principles. Oh my God, did I say that? Yes, I did. Or any of that. Hey, man, if it hasn't gotten this result, might as well learn, try to hear this because this is really the essence. And glorify only pure devotees who are empowered by the transcendental potency. Oh, it pleases the Lord so much. How do we know? Well, look at the Belgium and the UK group. Look how much ecstasy many of them, most of them have. We got some runts in the thing, but that's okay. The runts will become beautiful in due course. See? So look at the result of that. See, so obviously we've got the prototype because they're glorifying, oh, Jaipataka, oh, Radhanath, oh. Well, where's the ecstatic bhakti? See, I'm sorry, I can't compromise. I'm not here to compromise. Truth is truth. Truth is no
Truth is truth.
respecter of persons. I'm not going to play etiquettes. I want a truth. Truth will set you free. See? So if you glorify with one pointed attention, only that is what is transcendental. That includes the as it is uh, Srimad Bhagavatam, which you hear from a real empowered devotee. And you see, you glorify the devotee, you glorify the real book, and that'll start coming out of your mouth. See, you become like your guru. You start glorifying the things as it is, and you'll taste the pleasure that the guru tastes. You think I would taste pleasure and say, oh, glories to all these gurus out there, even though they're not really qualified? You think I would be happy? Yeah,
No,
I would be, because my Lord ain't happy. He only
like.
likes his empowered devotees glorified,
Mm.
not his Maya. That's for the mundane world. They're all glorifying. See, they're using these principles of hearing about the world, hearing about Trump and politics and all that, right? They're using that. You know, they're using their voice. Oh, I love Trump. Oh, let's go to a rally. Even Sachi tried to get me to go to a rally. I said, what are you kidding? I ain't going to go to any rallies. Yeah, this is our rally here. We're rallying for the saving of the whole universe here, man. This is the rally. We should get the whole world coming to this rally, man. You know? Yeah. I
Um,
was personally asked to stop promoting my guru on this devotee's page last night. Was up preaching until late. Had a great time standing up for all the witness. Yeah, yeah. You see, that's the thing. See, they don't want to, they don't it's a contaminate. Yeah,
oh, don't preach to me. That's what they
don't promote the truth. See, don't
Oh,
promote the truth that Gohari has got a blessing from Prabhupada and Krishna, and he's empowered to deliver ecstatic. No, we don't want to hear that. We're still into glorifying mundane persons, mundane neophyte gurus who are not awakened. You know, that's what we do. And that's why they stay there. That's why you're not staying there. That's why you guys have moved on. Your example is proof that you're in the right place, you're doing the right thing. You get the real result, ecstatic devotion. That's Krishna consciousness. Now you're conscious of Krishna because devotion's awakened. Yeah. I was joking about going to see Trump. Oh, you were. Good. I'm glad about that. Yeah. So
okay.
one hearing, chanting, remembering. See, people they're so absorbed in the world, they're remembering about the world. So we come regularly and do this, and we're remembering about Krishna. It's so enlivening. You feel like a new kind of life. This is what we need more and more. Like Radhe says, oh, when I come and I hear your voice, I hear you. What are you hearing? Yeah, you're hearing life. This is
Yeah,
life.
vibrations.
Yeah, this is life. Chanting in ecstasy. It's life. This is awakening of spiritual body. And you're feeling that, because you go to work in the post office and everybody's absorbed in glorifying mundane persons, glorifying, remembering about material work all day long. And they go home, they're material children, they say all day long. See, they're caught up in Maya. See? So you come here and you wonder, that's why you feel good, or anybody. It gets you into real life, and then you gradually start to see, this is the life. See? Yeah. Go ahead, read on.
Without these principles of life, no one can exist.
So yeah, you can't even exist in the material world. See, we're like living in two worlds now. We have a material body, but we can start more and more. You'll start to say, just like Jesus, I'm in this world, but I'm not of it because my meditation is on the transcendental world. See, transcendental principles. You know, transcendental name. Oh, it's so enthralling to chant and taste this spiritual pleasure. Oh, to talk about these conceptions about the absolute truth. Yeah, that's the way you do it. Go ahead.
Activities of the living being involve engagement in these four different principles of life, especially in modern society. All activities are more or less dependent on hearing and glorifying.
Yeah, you see, isn't that's how the demons craftily know this. That's why they get the mainstream media all in cahoots to give they a certain message that they're speaking, right? And people are hearing. And it's a message of fear and limitation, and that's what they get. Deception, deceiving, hypocrisy, and lies. That's the serpent weapons of the demons: hypocrisy, deception, and lies. See, and twisting things, twisting. See, it's a very dark consciousness, and it darkens your consciousness when you're hearing that. So, how do you how do you get out of that? Well, the demigods, they know that this is like an information war. So they give information that, oh, well, this is they're being deceived and all that stuff, and don't do it. Okay. Listen over here, and this is what's really in the stuff that they're giving you and all that stuff. That's what they're doing. But the ultimate salvation, you can just go all the way to the top. See, now, because you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and you're hearing and glorifying the transcendental Lord, and you'll get that life. This is real life, beyond the mode of goodness, beyond even liberation. Oh, truth is it really sets you free, man. Just like Jesus said.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, you just live different layers, levels of truth in the modes, all the way to the mode of goodness. And then there's truth and liberation to that extent. And this is the supreme truth. This is why you see Brahma, he dispersed the Vedas, the highest truth. He did this Vedic, the Vedic Srimad Bhagavatam. It's the essence of all truth. Yeah, go ahead.
Especially in modern society. Oh, okay. Any man from any social status becomes a well known man in human society within a very short time. If he is simply glorified truly or falsely in the daily newspapers.
And that's another thing. You see, that's how the demons are working now. There's even a saying now: if you tell a lie enough, people will believe it as truth. And that's what they're doing. They're telling lies. I mean, Krishna gives me logic and everything, and they tell a lie. I look at it and I says, "Hey, wait, that's a lie." But they keep telling, and I see how the masses fall prey to it because they keep listening to the lie, and they start believing it. And that's how people they do it. It's like a mass hypnosis, and the masses start going against whatever the lie is. They start believing it, and sometimes the lie is like the anti-vaxxers are getting you infected. To give an example, practical, and it's not true. It's the opposite. Those who are getting this are actually are getting sick themselves and are ending up in hospitals, but they tell the lie that it's actually the opposite. But it's actually the opposite. See, they know this. The demons know this, but the masses don't. Prabhupada knows. You see, put it right there in the purport. See, I understand this by because I can read it and I see it in my life. I see how oh yeah, that's how they do it. Then I even hear people that know. They even say, yeah, this is how they've done it in communism and everything. They just keep telling you lies, and that you just believe it. You hear it enough, you do believe the lie is truth. This is how Maya works. So you ready to be done? How about you just hear the truth over and over again, and then you believe the truth and you have a different experience? Freedom, ecstasy, love of God. That's what we're doing here. Just hear the truth and be set free. Yeah. Do you think you can believe this truth that you're hearing? Can you see it in the Bhagavatam? Can you hear it in these words? Can you see it in the devotional spiritual experiences of the devotees? I think that would be something to have confidence in. Do you look at the words of these Faucis and Bill Gates and politicians and doctors? Look at the result. And then they end up in the hospital, and then they say it's the people that are not poisoning their bloods. Okay? That's the lie. Okay? So Krishna gives you protection on all levels. See, the Bhagavatam gives us protection on all levels. You can see what I'm saying is true. I mean, I believe with my heart. I believe in Bhagavatam, and that is my light in this world. I love when I read those things. My heart says, "Oh, truth! Oh." But my Lord loves truth. He exists on it. Otherwise, you're cut off. You can't exist. You're just, well, you exist because you're living on a lie. See, a different level of quality of experience, quality of life. You want to live like a demon or even a demigod. When you can have this, you live like a devotee. The Lord's responsible. Yeah. I'm just here to serve the Lord's greatest desire, to save souls, bring them out of the universe. He's making us capable. Isn't that to do the highest welfare work? This is better than building 1,000,000 hospitals for bodies of people. You hear their body, but okay, the body is going around and living again in the material world as a material body. But look at this. We heal the soul by awakening it and connecting it, marrying it to the transcendental Lord. So now you have life forever. It's a great welfare work, I would say, huh?
More than that.
Yeah. Yeah, and any of you people out there, I don't care, you maskers or you demons or demigods, if you hear this message and it touches your heart, you can get this kind of happiness. This kind of understanding, this kind of knowledge is deep, man. It's simple and it's deep, profound, and it'll liberate not only you, but anybody who listens to you now. You become a soul winner for God. Uh-huh.
Sometimes, oh, I
No,
can't see your face. Is it okay?
yeah, go.
Oh, sometimes political leaders of a particular party are also advertised by newspaper propaganda, and by such a method of glorification, a significant man becomes an important man within no time. But such propaganda by false glorification of an unqualified person cannot bring any good, either for the particular man or for the society.
That's Prabhupada hit the nail right on the head. This is a great time to realize his Bhagavatam and his preaching, real preaching. This is the Vaishnavas. Many of them have not believed, they have not realized this statement here. See, these guys, the Faucis, and let's say like Fauci as an example. We'll use him as an example. He's being trumped up. They made a nice, what do you call one of these documentaries, how great he is and all this stuff. And all he's doing is like genocide. There's all kinds of things he's doing. He's bad past records of, like people like saying this guy is the guy with the PCR test said this guy is a jerk, man. And all the people really know and what he's done and the thing. But here now, all they do is, oh, he's so great. The mainstream, oh, he's so great. Oh, man of the year. See how the Maya works? He's man of the year. Oh, Fauci. It's only those who know, the Lord has given them the intelligence. Hey, see, they're trumping it up, and the masses believe it. And the masses follow what he said. Like more and more masks. I look every day. More and more masks. More and more people believing. Hey, man, you're not wearing a mask. You're not in the in crowd. Remember when the mask came out in the at first, and people were that would wear them in the car or outside. Most people would say, "Come on, what are you wearing a mask outside or in a car?" Now it's like, you're not wearing a mask outside, really? Don't you know that's Fauci? The man of the year. Actually, I can't say because he's serving the Lord. If you're foolish enough to believe that stuff, come on, man. You guys, I tell you, you come here, you're going to have a different quality of life, different experience of life.
Oh, yeah.
You have real knowledge. You'll take that thing off and you'll breathe. Oh, man, that stuff is killing people now. They got reports coming out on that thing. It's it's starting to do the damage, and people they just get so people are more confused now that they're doing that, and they can't figure out what's going on. Why are we like in more road rage? So, oh, by the way, be very more careful now about cars because these people wearing masks, they're being asphyxiated more, and in a car with less air and all that, and so they're finding more accidents are up. So you got to watch these guys. When you're crossing streets and stuff, watch out more than you used to. Another good pointer. See, the world is becoming more insane because that's the mode of ignorance. It's being promoted. Yeah. So, what to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
There may be some temporary reactions to such propaganda, but there are no permanent effects. Therefore, such activities are a waste of time.
So you see, again, that's why. What are you going? Everybody they're going to suffer or enjoy the actions and reactions. See, they're only temporary. So you really don't have to do anything about it, against it, because it all comes to light. See, this is what Jesus taught these things. He taught these teaching what we're teaching. The same thing. We're in, you got to be in alignment with these. That's why we worship them. Those who are real devotees, they worship these people because they made sense. They understood things. You know, he's what did he say? I forgot. I forgot what was the point there I was going to make. Oh well, it'll come back. Oh yeah, actions and reactions. Yeah. So people, they're this is all temporary. That's why this is temporary. Everything going on here is temporary. Everything, even the mode of goodness is temporary. Everything, because action and reaction. The only thing permanent is what? This sadhu sangha, talking about the Lord. This is the eternal engagement. We'll never stop. Once you get this, how can you imagine? Look, we don't even take a day off. I was sick as a dog. I always, just still want to come here. It's because this is life. I mean, why wouldn't you want to live? I don't. I like. I'm hooked on life. You want a lot of people. The problem is you're hooked on death. Yeah, low quality life. You're like a crow, man. That's what you get listening to those who are doing that. So anyway, it's all about an information war. Here we're giving everybody. I mean, Fauci, you can come and listen. I'm nothing against you. That would be to your great glory. Bill Gates or Fauci and everything, your eternal glory. You'll become free forever, and you don't have to give up your money or anything. Keep your money, keep your jobs. You know, but you'll just be better in the eyes of the Lord. You'll see there is a God. Not just a Luciferian type. That's Maya. Maya is a Lucifer. Maya is like the Lord Shiva's work in the mode of ignorance. Actually, Lord Shiva is a good way to look at the devil Because just like, this is what the Christians don't know. See, Lord Shiva's also a pure devotee. He just has a job here. He's in charge of the mode of ignorance. It takes a very powerful person to do what he does, to bewilder people and all that stuff. You got to be, powerful. And these are powerful to have all these servants. These are his servants. But on the deeper platform, he knows what he's doing. Just like we take shelter of the Lord, he'll show you what Shiva's doing, what the devil is doing. And you won't, why should I judge what he's doing? He's just doing the Lord's work. I can try to convince people like, hey, man, stop listening to the destructive potency if you want to live. Come with us if you want to live. Truly, I mean that. Come with us if you want life.
Yeah.
But that's death, man. Look at the mask is proof it's death. Do you think that's life? You can't even breathe physically. And it's not the truth. Even on the physical level, it's not true that the virus goes through the mask anyway. So you're doing it for nothing, especially when you're not sick. You're going to get sick. See, everything's the opposite. Everything's inverted. You believe in the inversion. So I can beckon people, please stop believing in the inversion. Believe in the ultimate truth, not just mode of goodness, transcendental truth. Come and listen. Come associate with these fantastic devotees here. That so much mercy is pouring out of them. Chant and be happy with these great souls. And you'll feel happier and happier, and you'll be liberated from all these illusions in this Maya, the devil's playground. Okay? Yeah. All we can do is offer, and preach and share, and whoever is meant to hear this message will. A lot of these devotees, they say, "Oh no, don't come on our page, man. We're just still interested in listening to people who are not really empowered, not transcendentally." Shut up, shut up, shut up. What's wrong with that guy? Nothing, because that's getting purified. Just a lot of stuff. They're like demons coming at us, people here sometimes.
Faulty consciousness, he
Yeah,
says.
see, again, he misunderstands everything. You don't even understand the Bhagavatam. Prabhupada's talking all about this, and it's like what you say against here is against Prabhupada. You don't know Prabhupada. You don't know Prabhupada. You don't know this practical Bhagavatam. You don't know bridges because you're drowning still, man. Anyway, it causes reactions still. Anyway, it'll get them all out, and eventually you'll be happier once you take a good dump of this crapola.
He wants to be noticed.
Yeah. See, you totally understand. You misunderstand. You think you know. You just want to be a sahaja like the Narayan Raj said. All rade, 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 and no
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. And no
You know,
explanation.
no explanations about the world, and they go over and they're all getting their shots and all that stuff.
Just
Probably
blind belief. Yeah.
blind belief. That's you. Why don't you just go there and be with them? You'll hear lots of rades. They'll go to Prem Parojana, and you'll hear rade, 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 all that. But you got to work, man. You're going to be doing austerities if you follow them sincerely. Otherwise, you're smoking pot like people who can't do it.
Milk cows there. Go and milk some cows. Work
Yeah,
your butt off.
yeah. Go work your butt off over there in Russia with that guy. You know, if you don't like these classes or you want to, teach the teacher, that's what happened. They want to teach the teacher, and this is always the thing. You think you know more than the teacher. You're just in misunderstanding. That's the whole thing. Go ahead there. Read on. I'm not going to stop I like my classes. You don't like? Too bad,
I
man.
like your
Nobody,
classes so much.
nobody's asking you to be here.
He says, I want to see the classes of Guru Maharaj buckets of years ago, buckets of tears. They are still here, those buckets of tears. Nothing changed about that, on the
Yeah, yeah,
contrary.
yeah, yeah,
More
yeah,
tears than before.
yeah, yeah, yeah. More tears, actually. Yeah, because it's progressive. And I like this. I like, I like seeing how the Bhagavatam, you see, highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. See, how do you know how do you know the illusion? How do you know the truth? You got to see them. See, for the welfare of all. See, demons or this is Bhagavatam. This is part of our work.
Yeah, I continue.
Yes,
The
please.
actual, the actual object of glorification is the supreme, the supreme personality of Godhead, who has created everything manifested before us. We have broadly discussed this fact from the beginning of the Janmadi Asya, Srimad Bhagavatam 111 sloka and his Bhagavatam. The tendency to glorify others or hear others must be turned to the real object of glorification, the Supreme Being.
Yeah, and the further understanding of this is not just doing it in a speculative way. See, that's why you need a shiksha guru, spiritual master, and then they'll turn your attention to glorifying the Lord as He is, and not like giving teaching called speculative concepts on Guru Tattva, for example. The big one, the doorway to bhakti is Guru Tattva. Otherwise, you're not going to get any bhakti. It's all faith in the real empowered devotee and their message. That's it. And so, yeah, how do you turn your attention? Well, it has to be turned in the following the real process. See? That's why, okay, people are turning their attention going to ISKCONs and all these groups and all that stuff. All right. But there's still speculation there. They're still acting out of sync. And if they're acting in sync with the transcendental potency and this message is coming, well, this will be the fruit. But it's not yet. So this is why this is the place to be if you want the fruit of love of God quickly. Otherwise, there's a lot of problems and speculations and blind alleys and here it just makes everything as easy as it can be. Go ahead.
And that will give happiness.
Yeah.
And that will bring happiness.
Yes, happiness. See, here we just kind of just step it up a notch, make it more clear. What Prabhupada's talking about. Otherwise, oh, I'll just turn my attention. Oh, I'll go, yeah, go to these gurus out there in ISKCON. They'll just turn my attention to Krishna. Well, that's okay, and that's pretty good, and you're good practice. But when you're really turning your attention, you turn your attention to Krishna's real representative, empowered with Shuddha Bhakti. Now that's really turning your attention there. See, that begins there. It's like Bali Maharaj. He had a guru. He had a guru better than any of those guys. See? Bali Maharaj had a guru who could raise dead bodies, but that's all. Only dead bodies, and they would come alive. That's like, building lots of hospitals and saving lots of bodies. That's very nice, huh? Good. And Bali Maharaj at first was impressed. Wow, my guru must be bona fide, pure devotee. But then later on, he found out, look at this. He's Vamanadeva. He got higher instruction from Prahlad. Prahlad told him about these principles that you're all hearing here, by the way, these kinds of principles. And he turned his attention to the Shuddha Bhakti manifestation of the Lord, Vamanadeva. See, he was guru in that sense. See, he was guru, the transcendental guru, the real one, the Shuddha Bhakta. See, he turned his attention there because Bali Maharaj was adverse. No, Bali Maharaj's guru was adverse to Shuddha Bhakti. Just like these ladies, or whoever's on the page says, oh, don't put your Gaur Hari Das on our page. Don't put him on our page. See, they're not adverse to that. He was. Oh, no, I want the truth, man. I'm sorry, I'm going to the truth. Okay? See, now you're really getting your attention turned to the Lord by the real devotee, the empowered devotee with the empowered message. See, that's when it gets strong. Your activities become powerful. See, the result becomes fast, is by understanding what I just said here. Yeah, go ahead.
With sword in hand, intelligent men,
With
they cut
sword.
through
Sword.
sword.
Now, is that the purport or is that the verse?
The purport is finished. It's a new verse.
Okay, then just say new verse, otherwise people don't know.
Sorry, new verse.
Okay.
Sword with
Sword.
sword with sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, and remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message?
Say that again. Read that verse again.
With sword in hand, intelligent men, they cut through the binding knots of reactionary work by remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message?
Read the word for word in that one.
Yet which Anudya, remembrance, Asinya, sword, Yukta, equipped, sorry, with, with, Karma, reactionary work,
Yeah,
granting.
you see, reactionary reactions. This is the world, action and reaction. See, so people believe in this world of action and reaction. So this is, you listen to the true truth that sets you free. See, this is Bhagavatam. See, it's a sword in hand. It cuts through these reactions because you get higher knowledge now. It's all about knowledge, in that sense. Higher knowledge. And it's cutting through the reactionary work. Now you just realize, why was I doing this? It was ignorance. Only out of ignorance, I was being like into this, and I was glorifying mundane persons or even mundane gurus, neophyte gurus, or popes, who are not any better than you are. See, so because that causes a reaction. Yeah, or mundane teachers, actions and react. They're still caught up, and you get caught up. They can't get you free of that. But this truth of Bhagavatam cuts you free from that, because then now you cause a reaction, but this reaction is ecstatic devotion, love of God, purification. Yeah. And cut through all this material reaction stuff by the truth. After a while, you just love sadhu sangha. Like us. It's so nice to talk about the absolute truth and remember that it's like a sword. It cuts through all our ignorance and all our stupidities, all our beliefs and illusions, things that we thought would make us happy. You just keep hearing. Remember, this is a higher taste. You get a higher taste. You you listen to a real guru, then you become like your real guru. So, Lord Prahlad talked about this. He said, if you just believe my word, because I believe Narada Muni's word in my heart, I became like this. I listened to Narada Muni. He heard in the womb. He heard the vibration. And he became like Narada Muni, ecstatic devotee. He said, and so that's how you pass it on. You hear from an empowered ecstatic devotee like Narada or Shukadev or Prabhupada. You can't say Prabhupada exactly because he only helped people to Vaidhi. See, Prahlad heard from Narada Muni to bring them to another stage, this ecstatic stage, a little bit, not completely. That's why this word is even more. This is a message. See, it's always God using people for a message. See, can you see the progressive message? Because that's what you're going to get if it's the same Lord that used Moses as used Jesus. But Jesus's message was deeper. See, led people to a deeper level of happiness. See, same thing. Lord Chaitanya's message was spontaneous devotional service. Bring people to that platform. His devotees also were that. See? And then the line kind of petered out a little bit and then was revived by Bhakti Vinod coming out of that water of, illusions and obscurities, started to come out. But the message was Vaidhi. See, Vaidhi for a few generations. And now spontaneous. See, Lord ain't waiting. He's not like waiting for everybody to die and then come back and start again, and hopefully you meet a devotee and make a little, and then again, and again. No, you can finish it, man. The Lord's working fast here. Just a few generations. Look how many generations before Jesus came in the Moses line. Look how fast here, since Bhakti Vinod, this message is coming. Ooh. Yeah, people are already getting ecstatic love. Lots. Where do you see manifestations with Bhakti Siddhanta like this? Or Prabhupada, like this kind of ecstasy? You don't see it. Why? Because it wasn't given. It wasn't their mission. So Prabhupada come was very happy. Yeah, please do this. On my order, on my blessing. Wake them up, man. Light them up.
Let them understand my books now.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Give them the light. You want me to read this purport?
I don't know. I don't know. Let me see here. Let me see. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Actually, I think that's good enough for that. Let's chant a little bit. You
Okay.
see where it goes. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is, why don't you read us some Chaitanya Bhagavat now?
Okay. But I go to the toilet first.
Oh yeah, go to the toilet first, and
You know me.
yeah.
Got to run.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Yeah. What an operation.
Mm.
What shall I read, Guru Maharaj?
Well, let's see here. How about Majja Lila, chapter 23?
Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Sri Ajita Chandra. Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Chaitanya visits the Kazi with his Sankirtan party. Oh glory! Oh glory to Sri Krishna Chaitanya! Oh glory to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is an
This is for
ocean,
Karuna.
who is an ocean of all, of all transcendental excellences. Oh glory! Oh glory to him who is known as Vishwambara. Known as Vishwambara, who is the lawgiver of the entire material creation. You are very dear. You are very dear to Sri Nityananda. And you are the crest jewel. The crest jewel of the Brahminical race. Oh glory. Oh glory to your dearmost devotees. Sri Vishwambara, he continued his transcendental activities in Avadvi. But not all could see him as Sri Vishwambara, the supreme hero, having descended from Vaikuntha, went about revealing his pastimes. The sublime joy, the sublime joy of the devotees also increased. Vishwambara, he was accompanied everywhere by his dearmost associate and brother Nityananda, and they, together with all the devotees, ecstatically relished the transcendental mellows. The Lord was always intoxicated. The Lord was always intoxicated, drinking the nectar of his own transcendental name. Every night he was submerged in the congregational chanting of the Lord's name. But with but with only his devotees, the non-devotees were disallowed in these kirtans. No one could fathom the Lord's potencies or activities. The envious persons, not being welcome to these kirtans, they went around spreading bad rumors. Someone said, "Who can be a real Vaishnava in Kali Yuga? All those people are doing this simple for their food." Someone else said, "If we could tie their hands and feet and throw them into a pond, then we might enjoy peace and quiet." Yet another said, "Know one thing for certain, friends. This Nimai Pandita, he will ruin this village." Nothing changed, huh?
Yeah, isn't that? You see, this is when the potency is here again, like that. It's a style. They do the same thing to us. You know, it's nothing. It's just because it's powerful purification. But eventually, you see the outcome. Everybody apologized later on. They will, because this is truth, man. Yeah, why wouldn't people want this wonderful mercy? It's just contamination, contaminated ideas, false beliefs, um, uh, believing in religious leaders, that are like Pharisee types, it's all, they just don't get it. Eventually, they all just came and apologized. They realized, hey, man, this is the goal of life. Look at that. They just started to see the witnesses, how happy they were, that they were getting this from Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah, but
So
still,
it's just a testimony that we're on the right course, that we're doing the right thing. You know?
a lot will stay at the Wailing Wall as well, isn't it, Guru Maharaj?
Yeah. The
Like the
Wailing
Jewish
Wall.
people.
Yeah. Oh, like what does that mean with the Wailing Wall? What is it
Well,
there?
the Jewish people who are still crying, waiting for the Messiahs.
Oh yeah, they're still, yeah, they're waiting for, the Wailing Wall. There'll be a whale, and then in some life when it fructifies, they'll recognize. Is this people, they need to get, the mercy has to fructify. And a
So,
lot of times it's like this. We're here for contact. It's a contact sport, make contact, piss a few people off, show them ecstatic devotion. I hate this. Yeah. The Lord locked the door, but everybody heard. They were hearing all this hoopla. All this crying and laughing and all that. They couldn't stand it, man. It's like it's like we're doing on Facebook. The people, they're hearing all this. They can't come here. They won't come here, but they see it on Facebook, and they see your things and cryings and all this, and people chanting, I hate this. It's all right. They'll all realize in due course.
um,
It's such a different result by the eternal truth, man. And people will see that. Eternal truth is so wonderful. It's the opposite of the lies, and all the way through the Maya. It's and like the lies they're promoting now is horrible. There's this is a mode of ignorance. But the truth, when it sets you free, man, by believing in the truth, you realize, oh, that's the principle. Let me just hear the truth. Let me associate with devotees whose truth is their life and soul. Oh, and then everything is beautiful, man. Everything flows, and it's like taking off a tight pair of shoes. You see, it's all about that Bhagavatam. What do you hear about? What do you glorify? So proof, look at the quality of life we're having by glorifying the Lord, being in an empowered place, coming regularly to Sadhu Sangha, hearing about glorifying the transcendental Lord. Look at the results. It's fantastic. You know, go ahead there.
it's fantastic. These miscreants, they tried various means to enter the kirtan hall while the kirtan was in progress. They even reverted to threatening the devotees, but because their hearts were devoid of any piety, they could not influence the devotees and so could not participate in the kirtan.
Yeah, they couldn't influence. They would try, they try like this, by very aggressive. It ain't gonna stop us. We found life. You know, well, you think that's life being a fault finder like this? I only use fault find just to show that's a fault, that's a fault, that's a fault. Don't fall in it. Come out of that fault. It's you fell in it. Here, let us pull you out. That's the only reason I use fault finding, to find the faults, that people are falling into, and just come out of the fault. I think that's a pretty good thing. It's not a bad, but they use fault finding so people fall into the faults because they're under illusion. Illusion does that. It makes you inauspicious. See. Why wouldn't you want to be around a fault finder that points out all the faults so you don't fall in it? It is a better deal, huh? Yeah. See, Fauci, you're falling into fault. You don't want to come out of it, man. You can come out of it, man. You can be straight.
Faulty, faulty.
Fauci, come on, man. It's so faulty. What is this? What is this? Come on, get out of that hypocrisy. You can do it. Come here. You'll see. You get purified. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sri Chaitanya performed these nocturnal kirtans, and thus he purified the entire material existence.
There you go. This is our kirtans here. Hearing and chanting, ecstatically worshiping the Lord, talking about the Lord. This is exactly what they did 550 years ago. It wasn't always just kirtan. It was also they would get together and talk about Krishna, talk about it in relationship to the world, to help people come out of this, make bridges, teach people the glories. People need to know the glories of how, they see this as crazy. What are you doing? Then nobody's doing it. Why? We have to teach them why it's not crazy. Got to show them, they don't, they got to see logically and truthfully and clearly and knowledgeably, reasonably. This is not crazy at all. This is reality, eternal reality. Will liberate you and so many others, your whole family members and everything. Teach the glories of this, show it and teach about it, man. Teach it that it isn't crazy. They have to know. That's why you see the books are written, Nectar of Devotion, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all about the science of devotional service and ecstasies and what these feelings are, and explained to say, oh, it's not crazy to have ecstatic tears and all that stuff. Okay? So the books are, so that's why we are also teaching these things. Okay? Yeah, go ahead.
Many townsfolk desired very much to see these kirtans, and they lamented bitterly upon their exclusion, ascribing the reason to their great misfortune. Some of them would approach one of the devotees and pray to them to first deliver them from their sins, and then secretly smuggle them inside the kirtan hall. Nevertheless, the devotees knew that the Lord is the omniscient super soul, and that he would immediately detect an unauthorized person's presence.
So, these pastimes are amazing, actually. They're teaching the path, teaching what devotees do. You see, the intelligent persons like that, brahmachari was like that. He said, please, take my sin away so I can go in there. You know, you're a devotee, man. You have the association, Lord. You can introduce me to the transcendent Lord. I can't get on my own. So Srivas says, "Well, I have to hide you," you know, and but that's what the devotee does. I mean, this is why it's. What am I doing here? All I'm doing is because this fool with a T-shirt, Go Haridas, and no signs of being a Vaishnava is really authorized. Is introducing you to Krishna like an invite, see, into Lord Chaitanya. Okay? And so he's accepting you because that's how he works. You got to find the real devotee in some lifetime, real associate who is bringing you into the confidential. See, you're learning the confidential side. You're learning Chaitanya Lila here. See, that wasn't the message with Prabhupada. Really, he started a little bit, but his work was writing the books and getting that done, and temples and all that stuff. Okay, so here we're bringing you like directly to the Lord Chaitanya, and he's directly accepting you, and you know that when you become ecstatic. Otherwise, without the Lord being in your body, you can't be ecstatic. If Lord Chaitanya has not been given to you, you will not be an ecstatic devotee. Yeah. So that's why you come here. You're getting free of your sins by listening and hearing, and coming to the point of faith, and coming regularly and see, and then more and more you'll be able to experience what many of these devotees are already experiencing, the Lord living in your body. Now you have intimacy with the eternal Lord. And then you think, who needs that out there? Who needs some other mundane person? You think they can't add to my life. Mundane people in Maya, I got God living in me. What else do I need? You know what I mean, Lolita? You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
you got the supreme relationship. You got better, like if you're like in the world, you think, oh, I wish I was married to this movie star. You got better than that, man. Can you imagine? You think, I remember I was a statement of this is for Karuna. I know he loves these talks. Uh, uh, what's his name? The guy who married Angelina Jolie. He thought, man, I'm married to the most beautiful woman in the world because she
Brad
was
Pitt.
considered one of the
Brad
most
Pitt.
beautiful women in the world. And then it turned into complete hell for the guy. She became really weird, and it just they end up getting divorced and all this stuff, and because it doesn't, it's not real. Not It may be real for a time. The Lord gives you this. Oh yeah, you can marry the most beautiful woman in the world, and He's got that, and then it doesn't pan out to be as good as He thought it would be. See? But it's not like that with God. When you get this, you realize, wow, man, this is where it's all going. This is what it's all about. Marrying the Lord. Then you become like the goddess of fortune. You see, you got like the goddess, you got somebody related to the goddess of fortune right before your eyes here. See? If you wonder what the goddess of fortune looks like, it's like this. Can you imagine you have in your life? All you do is see pictures. You Vaishnavas out, you're going to see what I'm talking about. All you do is see pictures of the goddess of fortune. Man, here's a real picture. Here's a 3-4 dimensional picture of the goddess of fortune. See, goddess of fortune is simply you become a goddess because you got the great fortune of Krishna living in you and devotion in you. You become a goddess of fortune, literally. Literally.
Fortunate, yeah.
Yeah. And you know what the goddess of fortune says? She says, fools. This is in Bhagavatam, 10th canto. Fools, they worship me for money and all that stuff. And I just worshiping Krishna, man. I love Krishna. That's the thing. And they're all worshiping me for money instead of devotion. See? That's what you're doing when you're people, they're worshiping the goddess of fortune for money, and wealth and material wealth. Devotees, they worship for devotion. The more of that, that's where the store of wealth is. more devotion, more taste. Yeah. See, so you want to know you can put up a million pictures of the goddess of fortune. Better just to see one here every day. That's why it's so purifying. These people, they're looking at the goddesses of fortune. Oh, with Radha and Krishna, all these goddesses of fortune on the deity and everything. And as soon as they want to put our preaching on of the real goddesses of fortune here, on their page. Oh, we don't like that goddess because you don't know that goddess. This is where the real fortune is. See, that shows you there's some room for improvement here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep pissing them off there, River.
Once a brahmachari, a celibate student who was very peaceful, honest, and faultless, practicing penances and living only on milk and fruits. He wanted to see the crystals of the Lord. However, the Lord would personally shut the doors.
You see, this is the yearning people need. Right now, people are infatuated with their austerities mostly. They're infatuated with being austere, and they're infatuated by being worshipped by persons who think that's the goal of life. But they're not like that brahmachari yet. See, the brahmachari did all these things, and still he was yearning to get into the kirtan. Okay? So, because the Lord was here and he could see there's something special, and we recreate that situation now through our preaching, through our chanting. See, the same situation now. So, when these persons who have been infatuated with austerities, like a lot of the Narayan Raj group, or anybody out there, any sannyasis or any Pharisee or type Brahmins and the ISKCONs and all that stuff, when they start to yearn for the relationships that are manifested here between our souls and Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna, when they start, then they will get this, just like the brahmachari easily got it, right? Yeah, the Lord. You come. I tell you, if I see anybody from Fauci down, Fauci up to the Pope or Jaipatakas or anybody that will come here and see it and appreciate from their heart, appreciate it. Oh yeah, I'll sneak you right into this relationship with the Lord. Oh, I'll put you right in. You'll see it, because that's what devotees do. Got to sneak you in because nobody's qualified. But if I see people getting faith in, I don't care. You come here, you're retarded or anything. You develop faith in this, I'll sneak you in. That's the job of the guru. They just say, "Hey, Lord, accept this person." And the Lord's saying, "I don't know." He's "Is he?" No, no, go ahead, you take him. Come on, they have faith in what I'm doing. They're coming. That's what devotees do. They introduce you to the Lord. Without that introduction, you're not going to get it. You're gonna be bewildered by the Lord's Maya. Flaming swords are hiding that tree of life, the life of Lord Chaitanya. It's the way, man. And just like the pastime, what are the pastimes teaching? They're very beautifully and relishable, but also teaching these truths. You want to get in, you follow these directions. You find a real associate like Srivas that has a transcendental relationship with Lord Chaitanya. Matter of fact, he would be chanting japa of Lord Chaitanya's name and Radha and Krishna. He'd be in ecstasy. Tears were coming, all these wonderful things. There you go. There's the symptoms of a real associate of Lord Chaitanya. Don't be so infatuated with these no-shows who don't have any tears that you ever see. And you'll probably never see. Or maybe you see a drop once in a while. Yeah. Go where the real show is, man. This is Lord Chaitanya's real Sankirtan movement on the level of prema. You want prema? Well, come around prema devotees and it's possible you'll get it. Otherwise, you'll die without it. The prema is too high. Look at that brahmachari. He couldn't get it on his own. He needed to be introduced to Lord Chaitanya simply because his mood changed, his mind changed. He didn't have complete faith in his austerities. He had more faith in Srivas getting him into the kirtan. This is what's needed now in 2022. If people want to, they have to understand this principle. Yeah, you understand this? You just come here. We'll introduce you to the Lord. That's our job. Yeah, we're already, the Lord is. I don't need any bhakti shastra thing on the wall. I put clocks on the wall. That's as good. The wall is good for clocks, so you can tell the time. That's it. Shastra, no. Oh, I need the bhakti shastra of the Lord awakening in people's hearts. There you go. That's the work of the Lord. We're interested in the work of the Lord, not in my own works. I'm just here to serve the Lord's purpose. Serve His truth, man. I see that. She's speaking truth. I want to comment on it. I want to magnify and clarify so people understand the map and follow the map into the treasure chest. Krishna's the treasure, Radha's the treasure. The Lord Chaitanya is his teachings are the map to it. It's very simple, nothing really difficult to understand. Come to the devotees here; they're authorized. Not only Gohari, but you got others now. The Lord is working in you. Take advantage of their association. The Lord will see that, and He'll just come into your heart because you believe in devotees, His real devotees who have real bhakti, and they're not adverse. Oh, you don't see any of our devotees. Oh, I don't want to put Gohari's or Lalita's thing on our thing. See, that's for those who are not purified. See, no, the brahmachari wanted to promote Srivas. He wanted to be submissive to a real devotee. He said, yeah, this is the way. You get me in. I can't get in on my austerities. Bottom line, are you authorized? Are you in the kirtan? Well, if you're in the kirtan, you'll chant the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. Otherwise, you're not in the kirtan yet. Why don't you just admit it, you gurus? You followers of these gurus? Why don't you just admit it? Why don't you just get honest with yourself? Why don't you come here and listen for 30 days and see all your bullshit go? The lies you believed in, your illogical things. Where's the devotee who chants like Srivas and like all the real devotees do? Prabhupada, he was ecstatic chanter. Where are the tears, man? Where's the ecstasy? Don't be impressed with no-show thing. That's all probably lies. Or even say if they had tears, but there's in a kind of the Vrindavan mood, like miserly in a sense. Oh no, it's only for Vrindavan. What is this? Our Lord Chaitanya came to open it up to the public. Where's the public preaching? What is this thing? Well, no, it's very confidential. This is Vrindavan mood. Yeah, well, I'm into Lord Chaitanya mood, giving it to the public, man. I like giving it to lousy housewives who can't fold a towel properly. Yeah, let's open it up, man, to the public. Public baths public bathing in Gauranga's mercy. Wouldn't that be nice? Public, I always liked public. I used to go to a hot springs. It was a nudie one, but it was nice, Harbin Hot Springs. And public baths. We took public warm baths, just like in Greece. They used to, or was it Japan? They have the public warm hot bath. Everybody, the public gets in there. See, you're close. See? Well, how about this public Sankirtan movement where everybody's ecstatically bathing in Lord Chaitanya's grace? That's the real bath, man. See? Yeah. That's just mode of goodness. This is spiritual. Yeah, go ahead there, Lalita.
Okay. However, the Lord would personally shut the doors so that the non-devotees could not enter. And thus, this brahmachari would visit Srivas Pandita every day and repeatedly request him
See, devotion is the qualification. See, the non devotees could not enter. And so, if you didn't have devotion, if you were not already a close member, I mean, spiritually a close member, because not even the mother in law of Srivas couldn't get in because she was non devotional. She didn't have real devotion awakened. See, though the Lord teaches strictly in that sense by example. He only looks at his devotees. He only performs this Sankirtan movement with his devotees. That's why you see we are only doing this with real devotees. The others don't last, or if they're strong, their devotion doesn't get strong enough. They don't last if they have a non-devotional mood, like going against guru and all that stuff. They don't last, do they? Okay? But this is because this movement that we're doing here is a movement of real devotees with devotion. You have to have some devotion, to and that progressive. Yeah, go ahead.
So he repeatedly requests him to be allowed to the kirtan. He would say, if you if you kindly take me inside your house during the kirtan, then I can feast. I can feast my eyes on the panditas chanting and dancing. I, I will be ever grateful to you for this. Finally, one day, Srivas Pandita replied, I know
See, again,
you.
again, unless you really want this. See, like here, people are seeing this ecstatic devotion that Lord Chaitanya was doing. It's manifesting again. And until you feel like, yeah, please let me come to Sadhu Sangha so I can feast my eyes on this ecstatic worship. How beautiful it is. Oh, yes, I want to see it. I want to see what those rare ecstatic devotees are doing. See? So then that's when the mercy of the Lord gets thick. You're like, yeah, I want to come to I want to see the beauty of the Lord. I want to see what's going to happen, with the mercy, extraordinary mercy of the Lord. So who can kill his own false ego? It's not about killing their own fault. Nobody can kill their fault. It's not about this higher taste. Get into the real ego. The real ego is servant of the ecstatic Lord, man. That's all.
It
Just serve the ecstatic.
dissolves.
Yeah, everything just goes. That's
Snow
the
in
hard way to try to kill the false ego. It's like part of the Mayavadis are like that. We got to kill the ego. Yeah. No, just get the higher taste. It all drops away. Go ahead.
um, He said, I know you be a good person who spends a sinless life eating only fruits and milk, maintainly strict celibatary. I think you are eligible, eligible to see the Lord's kirtan and dancing, but you will have to remain hidden. You have to remain hidden inside, um, in the house, since the Lord orders that no one is to be allowed within. Srivas then secretly brought the brahmachari inside, who soon carefully concealed himself. The kirtan started, and the Lord, of the, the Lord, the Lord of the 14 worlds, Vishvambara, he began to dance. Lord Nityananda and Gadadhara Pandita, they danced around the Lord, while Advaita went dancing, hitter and titter, floating, floating on waves of joy. Everyone was drowned in the ocean of ecstasy, becoming oblivious of the external world as the Lord of Vaikuntha, lost within himself, he danced. to his devotees singing. The only sound to be heard was the names of the Lord, and that same Lord now manifested all the ecstatic symptoms in, in unlimited waves of nectar. The omniscient, supreme Lord Vishwabhara. he was he was fully aware of the presence of the brahmachari, even though he had concealed himself. After a short time, the Lord commented, "Today I don't feel I don't feel the usual ecstasy while dancing. Can any of you explain this? Maybe someone is hiding inside the house. Please tell me the truth." Srivasa Pandita became very afraid. He said, "My lord, I assure you there are no atheists or non-believers in the house. Only a brahmachari, a fully qualified brahmana, who is sinless and who is drinking only milk and eats only fruits." He had, he had a strong desire. he, had, he had a strong desire to see you dancing. You were completely right, my lord. He is here in hiding. This information enraged the Lord, who said, "Right now, this very moment, take him out of this house. What spiritual sadhana does he possess enables him to see my dancing? How can he develop devotion to me? simply, simply by drinking milk." The Lord dramatically raised his arms and he pointed his finger to make a point. He continued, he continues, "Just by drinking milk, no one can attain me. Even a low caste dog eater can claim me. If he takes full shelter of me, I then accept him." Full
Yeah,
shelter.
and that's see, a lot of people think, well, let me just take full shelter of Lord Chaitanya directly, and that doesn't work. Let me take full shelter of a guru who's not a real associate of Lord Chaitanya. It doesn't work. But when you taking full shelter of the Lord means He sends a real representative,
Yeah,
and they
indeed
come to
that.
deliver you. They're actually deliverers, and the Lord empowers them to deliver you. And that's taking full shelter. Lord, you see, my guru, Lord Krishna came as my guru to deliver me.
And
It's not
don't
in
mix.
every lifetime you get somebody like that. You see, and that's it. Otherwise, you think it's directly, it doesn't quite work. You don't feel, I mean, the being delivered means you get this ecstatic devotion. You see, because I have disciples and they have this mood of surrender like this, you look what the Lord has given them, and the realization and revelations and understanding that this is how it's done. Don't people surrender to Jesus? They're especially the early Christians who were initiated by Jesus. They took full shelter. See, he represents the bona fide spiritual master.
Mm.
See, that's why this works here. This is a rare deal, rare experience. And you're getting more because you're going beyond the speculations that Christians still have, um, into a deeper realization. Um, so that's, yeah, and you can't just do it by your austerities and by your mantra yogas and all that stuff. You got to recognize the real empowered representative of the Lord who preaches the confidential message of the Bhagavatam, like Mars Prikshit heard, and then you're delivered. And here we're going beyond that, because this is the Lord Chaitanya's mercy is even greater, and you find the rep, the rep here, and you believe with your heart that we're preaching rightly, correctly, because we are, logically, reasonably, you'll get the result that others are getting here. And this is the way, this is what the Lord was meaning, how to surrender to him. That's why the idea, the guru, there's a different manifestation. Chapter 1 of Adi Lila talks, the guru is a manifestation of Krishna. See, there's the Krishna, there's plenary portions like Nityananda and Advaita. There's the manifestation of bhakti, and then there's the pure devotee, and then the spiritual master. They're all Krishna in different forms. See? But again, like a lot of these people in these groups like ISKCON, they misunderstand. Oh, you see, he's saying he's God, he's Krishna. I've heard this already, and it's not. He said, you don't you're thinking that, you're just projecting. No, the Lord, the devotee never thinks he's God. I don't think I'm God. I'm here. I'm a servant of the Lord. That's what they all came to teach us. Even Lord Chaitanya himself taught, let's be servants of Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna. All of them, Advaita, even though they're a manifestation of God, Lord Chaitanya himself taught how to become a servant of the Lord. Why should I do any different? Even, I mean, especially I'm just a little, like an atom. And like we're all just like these little atoms, but somehow many of us are getting the mercy of this transcendental potency, and little atoms being filled up to the brim, spilling over. Yeah. And preaching rightly, getting to understand these books, these important map books. These are maps, how to attain Vrindavan quickly in this life. Now, because now the map is being revealed, man. It's not being a hidden map, hidden by speculations and deceptions and all this stuff, and religion. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Fully surrendered feels for me also don't mix with other things.
Yeah, like what? What do you mean?
Like here, with his control thing, like milk drinking and doing his austerities, etc., etc.
Yeah, not having faith that that's going to deliver you.
Yeah.
Or like even a mode of goodness. Sometimes people have faith that, well, if I'm a good person and I act good, that'll be my deliverance. And you're not putting your eggs in pure devotional service. Realize that's why I kept telling Sachi over the years, hey man, you're not obligated, really. You're not obligated to have to do all these other things. If you just get it, that you just fully into this, then you satisfy the Lord and the demigods and everybody just by being fully engaged in this. Mm-hmm. Even the demons, you satisfy everybody by being fully engaged in pure devotional service. But it's not something you can artificially do. It may take some years to imbibe this, to make progress to this. But this is what it's at. And the more you do it, the better you feel. The happier you are, the more close you feel to God. And that's what it's all about, this closeness. The closer you come with bhakti and devotion, the closer he is to you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Those who are preaching relationship, how can they say that I'm God? You're only preaching relationship with God and communion.
Yeah. Communing. Yeah. That's what it's all about. Even God, that's why Krishna comes as in the form Lord Chaitanya, to show, to experience, and to taste the glories of being a devotee, of worshiping the Lord. Yeah. That's why I say, even as a guru, I get a little understanding, because you guys are worshiping your guru here as your deliverer and all this stuff, and you get the taste of that. And it's wonderful. That's why I hear you guys give these long prayers about Guru and all that, and how glory, and glorifying the disciplic line and all pure devotees and all that. See, because it's a wonderful taste, because the Lord likes to do that. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
A person may be a sannyasi, renunciate without any worldly attachments, but if he does not surrender to me, then I do not favor him. Tell me, how did Gajendra, the elephant, or Hanuman, the monkey, or the gopis, the simply maidservants of Raja, attain me? What great austerities did they perform? Even the demons perform severe penances and austerities, but they are slain because they don't surrender to me. I will not have any milk drinker here.
Yeah. See, see, yeah, yeah. Everybody is slain. See, the demons, they don't surrender to the transcendental Lord. They surrender to Lucifer, this Luciferian thing, and they're slain, because that's what they do. They slay and they're slain. Those who live by the sword die by the sword. See, they're slaying others, in this medical tyrannies and genocide. So they're slaying others and they're slain. It's just, this goes on perpetually in this Maya, back and forth, ping pong game, action and reactions. But surrendering, we're following the path of surrendering to the Lord. This way that we're authorized for this. And people are more or less practicing, if you're in like these, the bottom line is, are you feeling like delivered in this life? Are you experiencing that? Do you like to be around devotees who are delivered? Because that's what's here. If you don't like being around devotees here that are delivered, there's contamination. You're on a longer path. You're going to take another birth. It's simple, because how can you actually want to be around or feel attracted to liberated souls in your next life if you're not attracted here when the Lord's giving you that association? It's not even logical. What you bind on earth, you bind in heaven. What you loose on earth, you loose in heaven. See, there's a lot of that's very deep, these things that Jesus said. See, what you bind on earth, if you bind devotion, you bind it in the spirit. Okay? If you don't bind this devotion, then you don't bind transcendental Krishna or the devotees, because you're not interested. You're adverse still. Okay? What you loose, see, what you loose on earth, you loose in spirit. See, so what you loose a lot of people's bonds. I would like to statement here. You loose people. People are bound like this. Whoever you loose here, you loose them there. They're free in spirit. And they even experience that here. See, we're loosing people, loosening their bonds, like that belt of the gopis, giving people the transcendental shelter of the Lord, and their belts are loosening. See, they're loosing. See, losing the material attraction and getting spiritual attraction. See? So you loose people here, they're loose in spirit, man. They're set loose. You know? See? So that's why Jesus' preaching is very profound, especially when you understand the implications. Go ahead.
The brahmachari was now trembling with fear. He came out of hiding thinking, it has been my great fortune to see what I have seen, but I have also received the commensurate punishment for my misdeeds. However, what wonderful dancing and singing I have glimpsed. The devotee thinks and feels this way. Being the Lord's servitor, he is always willing to accept all chastisement. from the Lord. The brahmachari, he started to walk out of the house with these thoughts in his mind, which were, of course, already known, known to the Lord. The most, the most merciful Lord. He then had the brahmachari brought back to the house. He placed his lotus feet upon his head and he blessed him, saying, saying, do not try to gain power by performing austerities and penances. Rending, render loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord Vishnu, Krishna, for this is the highest of all activities.
See, this is the path the Lord is teaching, that just simply by being engaged in this transcendental loving service of the Lord is the way for everything perfect, to perfect your spiritual life and everything. And you get that by being through in his empowered devotees around them. They bring you to that awakening. And then you see, ask Lolita if she needs to do any other kind of austerities or anything to. All she has to do is open her mouth and lovingly serve the Lord and please him by chanting his names like this. And everything is, it's like you get just boon after boon, benediction, protection, and happiness, and everything, you know. And everything is adjusted properly, everything, because you're pleasing God, because that's what it's all about. This is sacrifice. The Lord has come to make it easy, especially when you make this connection here. Then you engage in the loving service of the Lord, and it's just that easy. It's like, wow, everything is so easy, you know. I told you about that guru. That lady I told you, this very austere, very nice lady and all. You see, but it's not. The Lord is, truth is no respecter of persons, man. You know, the still she just didn't quite figure it out. She thought it's by austerity. It's just like her guru, austerity, austere, austere, austere. And I went to stay in their temple, and the one who's now a guru, now her shiksha disciple, said, it's so hard to serve Krishna, so hard. And I had already had Prabhupada's mercy. You know, I was staying in Vrindavan, and I was just so happy with Krishna and all. I think, why is this? What is this mentality? It's so hard to serve Krishna. Only like now am I really clear. Like, this is what he's saying. Just lovingly serve. You know, get engaged in the loving service of the Lord. That's here. That's the whole point. You very easily get engaged in the loving service of the Lord, and then that's all you have to do is lovingly serve the Lord by chanting his holy name. And you'll watch everything becomes so auspicious. You just do what you got to do, you know, and everything becomes more and more boons, more and more auspiciousness, more and more happiness. And you realize your treasure is this. Treasure is this is ever increasing relish of this relationship with the Lord, ever increasing awareness how beautiful it is. And then you just always want more of that. So I mean, they're greedy for that. Instead of material greed, you get spiritual greed. You know, you can be, oh, I want more of this. I want to know you more, Lord. Oh yeah, just every day. Yeah, what's the surprise today? You know, today it's always a surprise party. You know, don't we all like surprise parties? And this is the best. Every day is a surprise party. Yeah.
Thinking constantly, thinking constantly about the Lord's causeless mercy upon him, the brahmachari, he began to weep in joy. The devotees became jubilant and they offered their obeisances to the Lord, who they resumed is ecstatic dancing. One, one who hears this beautiful, wonderful narration will certainly unite with Lord Chaitanya and devotion in devotional service. I offer my prostrated obeisances at the feet of the brahmachari who displayed such wonderful devotional understanding in accepting the Lord's chastisement. Time passed, and the Lord continued his nocturnal kirtan sessions with his intimate devotees, bearing everyone else to enter the premises. The pious population of Navadvip felt pained, pain, pained at being disallowed during these kirtan pastimes of the Lord, and they blamed the atheists and miscreants. They complained on account of these fault-finding non-devotees. We cannot see the wonderful kirtans, which are like grand celebrations every evening. The fault finders only know one activity, and that is to criticize others. As a result, we are being deprived of seeing the extraordinary kirtan pastimes of the Lord. Nimai Pandita has thus, has thus shut the doors to keep out these mischief mongers, but unfortunately, even the good people are now kept from coming. Everybody knows that Nibai Pandita is a very exalted devotee of Krishna. His heart is pure and faultless if we have full faith and devotion in him. Then eventually we will indeed see his kirtan and his dancing. One of the pious souls commented, "Let us go, sit there, and pray that one day we may feast our eyes upon Nimai's dancing. Nimai Patita, he has approached Navadvip to deliver the entire universe. I tell you that he will propagate the congregational chanting, the congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna in every house and in every town. In this way, all the pious folks they increase their good fortune, whereas the impious ones simply multiplied their sufferings by their criticism to the Lord. With the approach of dawn, all the devotees went to meet Nimai Pandita. Everyone brought some gifts for the Lord, new items, bananas, fruits, yogurt, clarified butter, and flower garlands, etc. As soon as they saw the Lord, they fell to the ground in prostrated obeisances. The Lord blessed them, saying, may you be blessed by developing love for Krishna. Do not waste time with gossip. Just on Krishna's holy name. The Lord then instructed them on the holy name. Now hear from me the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go and repeatedly chant this mantra as prescribed number of times. One can achieve all perfection by this chanting. So always repeat these names, for this chanting is not restricted by any rules. 5 or 10 of you can sit together in your house and chant or sing this mantra, accompanied by the clapping of hands or cymbals. When you are singing together, then also sings this Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Gopala Govinda. Gopala Govinda Rama Sri Madhu Sudana. This congregational chanting should be joined by everyone, father, mother, wife, son, and daughter, having, having directly received the mantra and the instructions to chant from the Lord. The devotees went happily back to their homes after once again offering their obeisances to the Lord. They strictly followed the Lord's instructions and all the time chanted Krishna's name, meditating on the Lord's lotus feet. At the end of the day, they all assembled in their houses and loudly sang the holy names, gaily clapping, clapping their hands and cymbals in rhythm. Sorry, I need to blow my nose. In this matter, Sri Chaitanya began inspiring everyone to take up the congregation, the congregational chanting of the holy name, encouraging their devotional zeal. He went about embracing the devotees and placing his own garlands around them in his most humble manner. He went about requesting all, my dear brothers, please serve Krishna. Seeing the Lord in this mood, an emblem of humility, The devotees became surcharged with spiritual sentiments, and they began to weep and intensify their chanting. The whole town now became involved in congregational chanting. The devotees they brought out their drums, conchs, and cymbals that previously had been generally used to celebrate the worship of the goddess Durga during her big festivals. However, now they began to play upon the same instruments in the kirtan, making joyous sounds. the, whole, the whole time, the whole time was enveloped by the transcendental sound of the holy name of the Lord. Sridhara, Sridhara, the leaf plate seller, happened to be walking by whilst loudly singing Krishna's name. When he heard the loud kirtan, he began he began to dance in ecstasy. When the other devotees saw this dear devotee of Sri Chaitanya dancing, they came and they surrounded him and they began to sing. Sridhara was overwhelmed with spiritual emotions. He fell to the ground and he rolled about, yet continued to chant Krishna's name. And when the non-devotees saw him, they started ridiculing and laughing at him. They say, just see him. That fellow has also become a Vaishnava. He can neither afford clothes nor does he have any money to eat. Yet suddenly he is exhibiting all these ecstatic symptoms. This is all for show. They all live by begging, and now they have started an untimely festival. The atheist continued to hurl insulting remarks at the devotees, but undeterred, the pious devotees they went on, they went on chanting the holy name of Krishna. One day, the Muslim magistrate, the Qazi, was passing that way. He heard the tumult of singing of the Lord's name, accompanied by drums, cymbals, and concho. He remembered the instruction in his own scripture about the practice of other religions. The Qazi cried out, "Catch them all! Let us see what your teacher Nimai Pandita does to stop me." All the devotees fled in fear of the Muslim fanatics. The Qaziman went about breaking the drums and beating up the devotees, spreading terror. The Qazi said, "It seems that nowadays in Nadia there is a sudden outburst of Hindu religious activities. I will punish the culprits severely, since it's already late and getting dark. I'm letting you off. But if I see all this again, I will convert you all to Islam. Every day, the evil Qazi would send his men patrolling the town looking for any kirtan. The devotees became despondent and went into hiding, fearing violent retaliation from the Qazi and his men.
Anytime you get tired or something, just it's okay. You can. Are you still have the energy? You want to read more? Or?
I'm a bit tired, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. That's
I have
that's
a bit cold as well, so I'm a bit.
yeah. Relax. You already did a whole bunch. All right. So wow, it's the road to with such deep, ecstatic, loving devotion, with full of mercy, emotion, compassion. I could feel this even through the screen. I'm telling you, this is the real place. This is Lord Chaitanya's real grace place. It's he's giving it now, and wants to give this loving devotion very easily. And once he's in your heart, man, just makes everything easier and easier and easier and more happy. And what a time for him to come. That's just like, phew, this is definitely the pastimes, man. Definitely, man. The whole world's getting all shook up. We're all shook up. Yeah. It's great. I'm glad you're picking up Facebook user, whoever you are. Who are you over there, by the way? This is your a few times I've seen you here already. Pretty much Karuna spits on you trying to be guru. You know your position, little boy. Yeah. Okay. Uh, all right. So great, man. Thank you for coming, everybody, and we'll see you a little bit later, huh?
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Bye bye.
Bye bye. We'll rest up a little bit and get back into the action.